So today I am reviewing The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So first, I feel like this book has ruined all books for me. Books that I already read and books that I am going to read in the future, I feel are nothing compared to this book. This book blows them all away. I feel like books that I have already read that I gave 5 stars need to be 3 stars. And I feel like any book that I read now I will think sucks because this book is so amazing. This is the most amazing book that I have ever read. So I'm giving this book 5 stars, plus I'm also giving it 5 bonus stars. If a teacher can give out bonus marks on a test, then I can give bonus stars to an effing amazing book, okay? First I'm going to tell you what it's about, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm giving it 10 out of 5 stars. The Night Circus takes place in the late 1800s and early 1900s and is mostly about a man and a woman who've been unwillingly bound together in a magical competition. And the competition takes place at a magnificent circus that is absolutely, completely like no other. It opens only at night and appears without warning. And instead of the guests sitting in one big tent and watching different acts one after the other, the circus is made up of many, many tents that the guests can go to and from to watch whatever acts they please so they can be immersed in the magic as much as possible. So the story not only follows these 2 young adults who are in this magical competition against each other, but it also follows people who like the circus, like guests of the circus, other people who work in the circus, and it also follows people who work behind the scenes in the circus. It follows people who love the circus so much that they try to follow it wherever it goes, feeling as if they are part of a different world that they can only imagine in their dreams. It follows these grown men who take pleasure in watching illusionists and acrobats and walking through snow and ice covered tents and making wishes on trees. The reason that I feel like I have to give this book so many stars is because of the way it made me feel when I was reading it. This book was so full of magic and mystery that I felt like I was one of the guests at the circus. The book was really well written, and it follows a lot of different characters in great detail, so it was easy to be able to distinguish each character from each other because they were so deeply written. So the book is about these 2 people in the competition, and about the circus, and about the other people that are involved in the circus, and the people who go to the circus. But it is so much more than that. Like, it is so much deeper. Each chapter tells the date, and the story is not written in order. There were a few times that I did find myself flipping back a few pages or a few chapters to see what year the last thing I read was in, comparing it to the year that I was now reading. But I didn't mind that. It actually kind of made the story more intriguing and mysterious. I also liked that it was written out of order because it was able to give you completely different perspectives on the same scene. Because I would be reading one part that takes place in, say, 1902, and I would just be reading it, and it would just be magically wonderful and amazing and charming, and I would just be reading it, enjoying the characters and what's happening, and it would be making this giant grin spread across my face. And then later on in the storyline, I'll get to read something that actually takes place before that part that was making me grin, and it just makes things just fall together, and it makes you realize, oh my gosh, when I was reading that, this was actually what was happening, and that's what this was about, and I didn't realize that at the time, so I just thought this. So I really, really liked that it gave you 2 different perspectives on the same scene without even realizing it until that second perspective came. It wasn't very fast-paced, but it was not boring or slow. It was like it was building the whole time. It was just always building. It wasn't super fast like some kind of action novel or zombie novel or mystery book or anything like that. It was just perfectly paced to build intrigue and suspense while making you ask questions and have questions answered, while making you feel like you are being taken away to another magical, beautiful, wonderful world. The other reason that I'm giving this book a lot of stars is because this book is so wonderful that I can't even put into words how it makes me feel. Like, any words that I try to think of aren't enough. It's magical, mysterious, charming, dreamlike, beautiful, and comforting. The author would describe parts of the circus every now and then, as if we're the ones who are going to the circus, the people reading it. So, for example, it would say something like, you are getting closer and closer to the circus and making your way through the crowds. And then it would continue from there about you being at the circus. These parts happen before, like, in between big plot points or before new chapters. They're each about a page long, but I just love them. They just brought a smile to my face every single time, made me feel all warm and cozy inside, made me feel like I was a part of a childhood dream. Yeah. Like, really, this book just made me feel like I was a part of a dream while I was awake. And that I was a part of something so beautiful that I almost couldn't stand it. This is, by far, hands down, the most amazing book that I have ever read. And I can see myself curling up under the blankets and rereading my favorite parts before bed, so that I can be taken away to this dreamlike magical world and forget about reality.